Quite the game at Anfield, with Manchester United surprising many to produce perhaps their best performance under Ruben Amorim. While Amorim was obviously encouraged, he was arguably even more frustrated that United have been unable to reach those standards, claiming some in the club are too comfortable and in need of a shock.
I'm trying to push this team every day. Sometimes it maybe is not the best way, because I'm always challenging these players in everything I do. Because I feel that we are, not just the players, but everybody in Manchester are too comfortable. So I think we need sometimes a shock, and you can see it today. We were a different team. It's not about the system, it's the way we face this competition.
There we go. Thoughts of Ruben Amorim after that draw at Anfield yesterday. Stephen, how much credit do United deserve for that performance? Or is the finger pointing about where has that been in the other games?
Yeah, that's where it's been. I had this discussion over the weekend about formations and where Manchester United are and how they'll struggle within this formation, and I've had a lot of Man United fans saying, oh, that lasted long and that was a good thing to talk about, that they wouldn't be successful in this. And my answer to that would be, well, you got a draw. So, but the draw didn't come from the formation or the system. It came from playing in a derby game, and it came from desire more than anything, and that pride from within. Now, this is a great result, but what are you going to do over the next few weeks when you play Arsenal, when you play Southampton? Will that desire still be there against other teams when it's not a derby? And that's the biggest question. So as much as United played well and as much as they hurt Liverpool in this game, it's a one-off at the moment, and we have to say it's a one-off because we haven't seen it before from them under Amorim. But the signs were positive in the game, that they were improved, and there are signs that it was a better performance. But one game's not going to convince me that they are back.
Do we bracket the Manchester City result in that one as well for Manchester United? Was that different in some ways? But how do you get within that group that consistent? Do they need a shot? I mean, it sounds... I've got horrible images of kind of like a cattle prod. It's just horrendous. I don't think he meant that sort of shot.
No, I don't think he did, no. I think the fact that now they've set the standard, so I think now that's exactly what they're, the players are sort of, well, we know that they can do that. So that's what Amorim will want to see week in, week out, and he'll want to see that sort of consistency. So, yeah, I think going into the game, not many of us give them that much hope because of the way that Liverpool were playing and because of the way that Manchester United were playing. Yes, they had that result against Manchester City, but that was slightly different. Manchester City weren't on the run that Liverpool are on now. And I think Amorim said how competitive they were and how they had that fight because of that rivalry between the two sides. But I think there was a little bit more than that. I feel like they did go long a lot more, so I think they changed that slightly because we haven't really seen that this season. I thought that they obviously attacked down the left-hand side, which is something I know that we're probably going to speak about. And also just the sort of changes in personnel and tactics. When they played against Newcastle, you just felt with Eriksen and Casemiro in that midfield area, there was no legs in there. The two number 10s weren't coming back to help out. You felt like the wing backs were pinned back, so they were just outnumbered, and that physicality and athleticism of Newcastle just got at Manchester United. You obviously had to change things, whereas it was much, much better against Liverpool. The two players that they had in there, in Ugarte and Mainu, but also the two number 10s coming and tucking in, and at times it was like a 5-4-1, but then when they broke with real pace and energy, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was excellent how they did it. So yes, they had that desire and intensity which he spoke about, but I also think there were slight tweaks which certainly helped them get that point against Liverpool.
This is the first time that Ruben Amorim has had his players on the training ground for a kind of week. Since he's been there, it's been weekend, midweek, weekend, all the way through. Did we see the sort of start? Did that have any bearing on what we saw yesterday?
Yeah, it's bound to. I think that's something that I'm sure the manager would have wanted, to have that time on the training pitch to go through things. We always said, didn't we, that coming in, changing a system mid-season is going to be difficult. It's going to take players time to adapt to that, and he said that he's watched his team at times where they're caught in between. They sort of don't quite know where to go or when to go, and the timing's that little bit off. So I think when you can work on it on a regular basis for a period of time, it's bound to help, and it's bound to help those connections between the units, because I just thought yesterday they looked so much better both on and off the ball, and that's something that we've said in previous games that maybe we haven't seen.
So perhaps a cause for optimism for United fans, if that's anything to go by. Is Ahmad another cause for optimism as well? A goal for him, another big game for him. How impressive has he been?
Can't believe you're asking me. This is Sue's player.
Well, I wanted the neutral rather than guess who picked him out as the player to watch answer.
Yeah. I find this interesting with Ahmad because he scored vital goals at vital times. So what you're finding with him is that he steps up at big occasions and his timing of runs is very good. Would I fear playing against him? No, because I don't watch him and think, oh, he's dead tricky. He's quick and he's aggressive in the way that he presses. But the issue I have with it is that he's United's best player, and I don't think he gets in Chelsea's team, Liverpool's team, Arsenal's team. I don't think he doesn't get in City's team, and City aren't playing great at the moment. So he's the best of a bad bunch at the moment, and I think there's a lot of emphasis on him because he's just probably playing the most consistently for United. He's a good player, but to say that, I mean, he's having a great season, let's be honest, because he's scored vital goals at vital times, but I'm going to reserve my judgment until next season as well, because I think you've got to do it over a longer period of time. But I agree with Sue, the breakout of this season, but it's being able to maintain that over longer periods of time.
In case you're wondering.
I think he's brilliant.
He was Sue Smith's one to watch this.
Welcome back to the channel, Red Devils. Let's dive straight into the latest post-match reaction following Manchester United's dramatic 2-2 draw against Liverpool at Anfield. On the football show, Sue Smith and Stephen Warnock broke down the match, highlighting both the positives and lingering frustrations for United. Ruben Amorim, visibly disappointed, admitted he was really mad to leave Anfield with just a point despite a gutsy performance. Captain Bruno Fernandes echoed his manager's sentiments, questioning why the team doesn't deliver this level of play every week. United's goals came from Lisandro Martinez, who opened the scoring early in the second half, and a clutch equaliser by Amad Diallo after Mohamed Salah's penalty seemed to seal the game for Liverpool. While Amorim acknowledged the fight shown by his side, he couldn't help but lament the missed opportunity to beat the league leaders on their home turf. What do you think, Reds? Was this a step forward, or is the inconsistency still the biggest concern? Let us know in the comments below.